So like I said, remember guys, there's a lot that science has taught us that we can take from our diet to get a certain result, but in no way is it beneficial. I used to be a big egg white eater all the time. I was like, yeah, because it's good for me. Less fat, less cholesterol. But come to find out, egg yolk is probably the best thing you can have in your system because it's full of nutrient and vitamins in that yolk. But the problem is people do what? They eat 5 eggs a day. That's the problem. So that's why I say, hey, cut out the yolk. But in actuality, it's good to have 1 yolk and like 5 egg whites. That's cool. But like you're taking the best part of the egg out and just eating the protein part, you know, you're missing it. And we say you limit to 6 because the problem is people overeat that. And we're going to talk about the menu selection and all that stuff in a little bit. Alright? What is the zone method? Zone method is understanding how to feed our body for the most important part of it, the muscles. Okay? So, you've taken your measurements, and with those measurements, we figured out what your lean body mass is. And from finding out what your lean body mass is, we determine how many blocks you're going to feed your body. Your goal is to feed your lean body mass because all excess fat doesn't need to get fed or padded, however you want to look at it. Okay? So, from that you get your block measurements. I'm a 15 block guy. That's what I get. Okay? Blocks are just telling you how much you can eat and can't eat. Or actually, how much you can eat. And each block for protein, carbs, and fat has an associated amount for the type of food you eat. Make sense? So, each block, understand this, each block is made up of a protein, a carb, and a fat. So, for the day, if I'm eating 15 blocks, how many proteins do you think I'm eating? I'm going to eat 15 blocks of each. Right? So, if my breakfast looks like this, 4 blocks. How many proteins, carbs, and fats am I eating? Protein will be 4, carbs will be 4, fats will be 4 blocks. Make sense? Let's say I have a snack and it's 2 blocks. Okay, and then let's say I have lunch, which is 5 blocks. How many protein, carbs, and fats am I eating for each of those? So for snack, how many proteins am I eating? How many blocks of protein am I eating? 2. How many blocks of carbs am I eating? 2. How many blocks of fats am I eating? 2. Is that hard? Okay. Lunch, I'm eating 5 blocks of my lunch. How many blocks of protein am I eating? 5. Carbs? Fats? Cool. I've got that, right? We're going to get to that. Okay? So, this is the understanding, the premise of how many blocks we eat, and we eat it equally for each meal, regardless of what blocks you have. Right? If you're eating 1 block of protein, 1 block of carbs, 1 block of fats. We got that, right? So, understand this. You can divide up your blocks however you want into a minimum of 3 meals and 2 snacks. I'm sorry, a minimum of 3 meals, and then you can expand it to as much as you want. Right? You can do 6 meals, 7 meals, right? For those of you who want to complicate your life. Okay? Because let me ask you this. Who eats 6 meals a day? Does anybody? Okay, here's a problem with eating 6, 7 times a day. Nobody has time for it. Is it not true? But you see the point? But to be really honest, guys, do study shows that eating more increases your metabolism? Yeah. But have you seen what the studies show, like how much increases your metabolism? Probably not enough to make a difference. Probably not enough to make a difference. Okay? Here's the goal, guys. Eat a minimum of 3 meals. You say breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And maybe 1 or 2 snacks. Okay? So, if that's what I'm going to eat, then I'm going to divide my 15 blocks into here. So let's say I like doing 4 blocks for breakfast, 5 for dinner, another 4 for that, and then my snacks, 1 to 2 blocks, depending on what it is, right? So that's what? 4, 9, 13, 14, 15, right? So if I eat 1 snack that day, it'll be a 2 block snack. If I eat 2 snacks in a day, it'll be 1 block each. Right? Make sense? So you can break it apart if you want. Some people are big breakfast eaters, some people are small breakfast eaters. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to really take into account. When you understand how much food you have to eat, that's when all this starts shifting around pretty quick. Okay? So just understand that this is the premise of how we do it. Okay? So let's talk about block counting and what it equates to. Protein, carbs, and fats. Okay? Let's just say it's a 2-block meal. I'm getting 2 blocks of protein, 2 blocks of carbs, 2 blocks of fat, right? So now let's go to my little journal here to figure out how much of each I'm actually going to intake. Okay? So, can everyone see this one down here? Can you see it now? So, my protein, this is breakfast for me. My protein is going to be chicken breast. Okay? What this chart tells me is 1 block is equal to whatever this food quantity tells me. So if I want 1 block of chicken breast, how many ounces do I eat? 1 ounce. If I want 2 blocks of chicken breast, how many ounces do I eat? 2 ounces. Right? You see the trend? Let's say carbs. Okay, see how carbohydrate tells you cooked? So some have cooked values, some have raw values. Okay? Some have no values at all, so just kind of use common sense to it. But let's say I want kale for breakfast. So chicken, how many blocks, how many ounces of chicken I'm going to eat for this 2 blocks? 2 ounces, right? Now let's talk about carbs. I like kale. What is 1 block of kale equal to? 1 1/4 cup. So if I'm eating 2 blocks of it, how much am I going to eat? 2.5 cups. Okay? And then fats. I usually use coconut oil, but it's not listed on here, so I'll use olive oil as a substitute. How many how many teaspoons of olive or coconut oil am I going to use for my 2 blocks? 2/3 of a teaspoon, right? That's my breakfast, guys. That's a 2-block breakfast. 2 blocks of my protein, which is chicken, is 2 ounces. Okay? Do we need another example? Pretty straightforward, right?